Are you a student or community organization looking for a way to get the word out about your group's activities? If so, the University of Iowa's college radio station, 89.7 FM KRUI, can help. With our advanced production facilities, we can create a public service announcement for your group, or we can assist you in its recording. If you would like more information, then please check out our website at www.kruiradio.org. KRUI is funded by the University of Iowa Student Government.
Which one should I take? Take one from the O. Or the F.
Yeah, take one for the F.
Take a big juicy one.
For the F.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Herky the Hawkeye, loved by many, known by few. Today on Focus TV, we take an in-depth look at this college mascot and the people that bring him to life. Hello and welcome to Focus TV. I'm Spencer A.G. Sage. Today we have the man behind the mask of Herky to answer questions college students have been wondering for years. Thanks for coming, Herky.
No problem, Spencer.
All right, so by request, Herky is asked to remain visually anonymous with the screen here. So that leads us to our first question. Why is there such a high level of secrecy in college mascots?
Well, mascots want to remain anonymous basically for the reason of keeping the character a secret and keeping him, a fantasy character, because little kids, portray Herky and Mickey Mouse and all those as actual characters. So if, you were to know the person behind the mask, it would ruin that whole level of secrecy for it, and everyone would just think of, the mascot as a real person instead of the fantasy make-believe that they really are.
And what if somebody wants to know who the mascot is? Like, I understand you have a story about that.
I do. I was, as Herky, tailgating before a game, going around to the tailgaters and pumping them up for the game. And this 40-year-old lady had been drinking a little bit too much and was a little rowdy, a little curious as to whether Herky was a guy or a girl. There are girls that portray Herky, and this had slipped out somehow, so she wanted to know whether it was a guy or a girl. And, it was flashing the muscle, and she was feeling the muscles, and, that wasn't enough for her, so she had to reach down and get a hold of the package, if you know what I mean. It was a little uncomfortable, but she figured out pretty quick who Herky was.
I see how that could be uncomfortable. So how does someone get to be Herky? Is there a tryout, or what's the process?
There is a tryout. Each year we try and maintain 6 Herkies throughout the year that do all the appearances and everything. For tryouts, there's a few things that we do. You go through an interview process, you go through prop improvisation, skit improvisation, you have to do athletic skills, sports skills, and it all culminates with a 2-minute video or a skit that's to music and has props. And then at the end of that, the judges, which are coaches, former Herkies, judge you and give point totals and decide who the next 6 are going to be for that year.
So there's 6 Herkies instead of 1.
That's
something
true.
that a lot of people didn't know. So are there rules set by the NCAA that you have to follow? Like, you can do this, you can't do this? What are those rules?
The NCAA does set a few rules and regulations. Basically, they're more or less don't tackle an opposing player, don't toy around with the referees, and then they also limit you on the use of some props. No parachuting, no rappelling, no mechanical props like springboards and trampolines to do dunks. Herky has a box instead that he can jump off of. And then, as far as like talking in the suit or anything like that, remaining anonymous, that's more of a mascot code of ethics rather than something that's sanctioned by the NCAA as a rule or a regulation.
Okay. And is there a professional level to mascotting, like after college?
There is a professional level. It's something that a lot of us Herkies aspire to do. In fact, you'll find former Herkies have become professional teams. The Chicago White Sox mascot was a former Herky, and they pay a lot of money, sometimes up to 6-figure incomes. And these professional mascots, they put on camps and clinics and stuff like that you can go to try and become a professional. And it's something really to aspire for if you feel you got what it takes.
Okay, great. So now that we know what it takes to be Herky, let's take a look at how Herky gets ready for a game and when something goes wrong in the suit, how they deal with it.